Hello everyone, welcome back to my podcast. So, today is actually 15 January 2024 already. I know I'm a little bit late on the podcast because, New Year stuff, the work stuff, and so on. But here I go. I already planned the topic for the part 5, 6, 7 already, and I think that everything shall be fine. So before we get into the video, a little warning as usual. My piggies are in the room and they might go a little bit crazy today because it just some time past their eating time. Some of them are still eating and they might be playing soon, and when they do play they might be popcorning, jumping, and sometimes screaming to each other. So yeah, if you heard that, that's my babies. And I also opened the stream BGM is the water flowing sounds, if you wonder, because my guinea pigs will go crazy. Like, they will definitely go crazy here and there sometime when I did not open any BGM. Usually I would open some like piano music or raining sound to calm them down, but today, no, when I do podcasts I will open the stream, the rain, subtle rain, in order for them to listen to something and not go crazy. But yeah, just a little disclaimer. Oh, and a little updates on my guinea pigs. So right now I already get a chance to properly identify my guinea pig gender. So the new one, the two of the new babies that I have, they are male and females, and right now I already separate the male from the mother and his sisters because I'm afraid that he's gonna do something crazy and I don't want that to happen. And the nature of my male guinea pigs, they are very, very subtle, and the dad one is really, really nice to his kid. Like, every single time he is the one who want to be with the kids, who want to like interact with them, talking to them, want to see them, want to play with them. And yeah, he is very good with the baby piggies. So yeah, right now I just separate and bring the newest guys to the new cage, which is the male's cage, and they are thriving. Well, yesterday the baby's actually screaming pretty much all day because he got separated from the mother, and that does happen for my guinea pigs. Not only this one, but also the last time that I do this. They will scream for like a day or two, but like not screaming all day. They will have some like scream break, take a nap, eating, and so on. But they will scream because they do remember if I scream, I will just put them back to the cage. But it will be like gone a day or two after, because when they scream, the mother did not answer or do anything. The mother and the sister are pretty chill, like they don't even care that the baby boy is not there. They're just like chilling. So right now I got 3 cage, and each cage have 3 guinea pigs, which is nice. It's a nice proportion, and I hope that it will stay like this forever because it's perfect right now. I don't want anything else. Just stay like this, please. Thank you. And yeah, there's a little updates on baby guinea pigs. They are playing and so on. Let's just get to the topic for today. Since this episode is supposed to be the freshly after New Year episode, I'm going to do about 4 topics, which is the topic that is a little bit more creative or like inspirational to a lot of people out there and myself. So let's talk about the first one, reading. Some people will be like, what are you talking about? Well, reading. I usually don't read like a lot, not because that I don't want to, but because it doesn't fit with my everything. Like, in my country, the books are very expensive, and a lot of books that available for free in the school library or the library is like a lot of knowledge books and not a lot of fun book to read, which is kind of sad, to be honest, because in my mind I think that before the kids grow up and wanted to read a knowledgeful book, they would want to read like, a little bit of fun book, a little bit of cartoon, a little bit of like novel, fancy stuff. But no, we don't really have that. We have a very boring types of books usually in the library. When I was younger, I think before grade 10, I read a lot more than what I do nowadays, because back in the old day, I lived in different school back in the old day, and in my previous school they have a lot more of a fun book for kids to read, and they also have some sort of like rules that the kids must read the books at least like 4-5 times a week and so on. And yeah, it kind of like forces us to read more. But when I grow up, we don't have that. And the library in my middle school just became like a place for a kid to sit down and talk to the friends because they have the AC, and not really reading because there was not a lot of stuff to read. And it get worse when I was in high school, because my high school is very small compared to like other school, and not only that it's small, the books there are super boring because it's just like second, third hand. The books that we got, it just like donated after donated, and it's pretty bad condition, and the good condition are mostly the books that you used to learn and you somehow have to read, and that's pretty much all of it. And also it's pretty hard to go into the place and read. They have to go through the signing up process before you can go in, and they close pretty fast. Like usually I have to attend the school around 8 a.m. and I have to go back home around 4 or 5 p.m. But the library actually open around 10 a.m. and they like close like 3 p.m., which is like, okay, so the only time that you can go to the library is during like lunchtime. But like, who would go there during lunchtime? Because you have to eat lunch, it's just strange. And when we have time after school, it turns out that it's already closed with this, oh my god, weird kind of thing. And not to mention that if you want to use the computer in the library, you have to like book it before you use it. Not like, oh, you can just book it at that time and then use it. You have to like book it a day prior to that before you use it. And it's pretty, inconvenience in my opinion, because like, what are we gonna do with the computer? Like, they can't just install the programming that will reset the computer every single time that we open up. Like, okay, the computer will turn back into a set 0 state every single time that we open up, and that should be fine. But they didn't do that, I guess. They just decided that no, if you want to use, you have to like book it the day prior, and it's just pretty hard to deal with. So I didn't really go there that much. I think during my high school year, I did go to the library like 2 or 3 times, just because I have to borrow a specific book to read. And the other time is, I think, because my friends are there and they want to do some group project or something, and it's happened during lunch time. Yeah, it's pretty weird, and it's also far from my classroom, so I didn't go there that much. And yeah, right now, when I grow up, at first I think that, oh yeah, I'm going to read a lot more than I did in the past. Turned out that it became harder and harder for me to read, because it's not only me who grew up, other people still growing up, and the price are also going up. And yeah, I cannot afford that. Like, I can, in the sense of like, back in the old day, if I want to buy a book, I can just like buy it and don't have to starve for days for it. But considering it right now, if I want to buy one book, that pretty much means that I have to save the money like 1 day or 2 days prior. It wasn't that bad, because right now I have a full-time job, but I just think like, okay, if I don't have a full-time job and if I don't have YouTube, I don't think that I can just afford this book just based on what my mother gave me when I was in university. Like, no, I can't. If I want to buy something else to live as well, then no, I cannot. I cannot do it. And yeah, I just don't really read a lot of books. I tend to read ebooks though. Like, just recently, when I get a chance to read, because my money became more stable, and I do have some books that I do want to read, which is Omniscience Reader Viewpoint, I think. And I just decide, okay, there are going to be a lot of books, because I think they consist of like 21 books in the set in order for you to complete the story. And I just think, okay, it's gonna be like cheaper as well if you buy ebook. Then why don't you just read the ebook instead, so that you can also save your money and you can read it everywhere? Because I'm not the type to read a physical book on the train or on anywhere. I love the book smell. I love the feeling of like the paper and so on. But it was just convenient for me to like not having all of that and just having it in my phones. Because not only that I travel to work a lot, but also I don't have any place to store the books anymore. Most of the stuff in my rooms are my daily stuff and my guinea pig stuff. And yeah, it's just easier and nicer, I guess. And yeah, that's the reading for me. I still love the feeling of reading and finished the books though. It is like nice to like, oh my god, finally it's like done, it's like nice, it's okay, it's fine, it's everything is good and so on. I just don't really get a chance to do it a lot, but I will try. I did not set the resolution for this year to somewhat read a lot of books, but in my head I was like, okay, probably this year I have to bought every single episode from that series, and I wish that I would just get a chance to read all of it this year, like finish it this year, because I really need to finish it. I want to know about the story and everything. Yeah, let's just hope that I get to do that. Oh, that's so cute. So, the reason why you are not hearing any strange noise is because my babies are sleeping. Like, I can clearly see that they are sleeping. I think because they are full right now. And that's the reason why they are sleeping. There were some of them who still eating, but she is a woman and she's pretty nice and not loud like the boys. All of the boys are sleeping. One of them sleeping in the house, another one sleeping in another house, and the last one, the baby, are sleeping on the grass tray, which is kind of weird. But okay, they are chilling and I'm happy. So let's move to the next topic. We already have reading. And I'm going to say writing next. But yeah, my mind got mixed a little bit because I did not get enough sugar this morning. I just eat some breakfast, but it was not sweet breakfast, and I haven't had any sweetening, not coffee, not juice, not everything, just a plain water. And yeah, I kind of need a sugar, but that's okay. Next up, let's talk about writing. Ooh la 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 la. So, here's the thing, guys. I actually am someone who used to write a lot. I used to post my story on the online platform, for example, like Wattpad, but I don't put it on Wattpad. I just put it somewhere else. I think it's called Dekdi, which is like Thai novel platforms kind of stuff. I do put it on there, and I do some writing, but when I grow up more and more, I didn't really do that anymore, which is not because I don't want to, but I don't have time to. When I grow up, I tend to feel like I want to just sleep, I don't want to write anymore, and it just I don't know, kinda use a lot of time for me to write. And when I do write, there are not a lot of feedback from the reader, which is fine. I mean, sometimes when I do read, I don't comment, and it's fine. But it's just like, for me, when I don't have that such a feedback, then I won't have a feeling to complete it. Like, for example, if I do the video on YouTube, I do get some comments, and I can see that, oh, there were some people out there who enjoy it. But when I do writing, doesn't happen like that. And I think it's because I still haven't finished the books as well. But like, come on, it's the online novel. How could I finish all of them and post it at once? Like, I don't think that is something that's supposed to be happen. So yeah, I just lost the feeling of like, oh, I need to write. But I still have a lot of stuff in my head that I do want to express to other people. I want to like tell other people, just don't really get a chance to much. Most of the story that I want are fantasy stuff, I think. Yeah. I think most of it are fantasy. For example, like talking about the witch, talking about the traveling to Forbidden Sea, and kind of put everything in the same universe where you can use the same map, same setting with a different time sequence of that. Kind of like build my own world and put everyone in the world, mixing it together. Sometimes put one people in the story, like, just mention him in the story, something like that. It just makes me feel happy, and I do feel nice when I read it. And the habit that I grew lately is that at least one time a month I will go back to the novel and just slowly reading them, and at least writing an episode to it like every month. So right now, to be fair, I have a lot of stock episodes in my computer. I just don't think that I want to share it, but yeah, I have it. I listen to it. No, not listen. I reading it, and every time that I read it, I just feel nice and enjoy because it's fun. I don't know what other people will say, but for me, it's fun and nice. So, yeah, I will continue to read it and enjoy it alone by myself. And I don't really want to, merge merge this reality of mine with other reality of mine. So please don't ask for the, story name or like my writing name, because I'm not going to tell you guys. But I'm just happy to hear that, oh, it would be nice if you guys want to, read my stuff. I just am a little bit shy and don't want to share, but it's okay. It's okay. Just the thoughts that count. I just only need the thoughts. I don't know. It's just weird. At this point, I just don't want to share it, because there were also one time that I post a story and get a bad comment. It's not bad in the sense of like, oh my god, it's a hatred comments, but it's more of a like, why don't you just post like when you already done writing? Like, sometimes people will ask you to like, do all the writing and then post later when you already finished the books, and post it online. And in my head, that is not how it works. I just did not reply to them because I think that's ridiculous, and it does create some bad experience to me, but I just don't really care anymore. It's just I don't know. I think I still have a little beef with it, but I just don't really care about it anymore. I'm just scared now at this point. But yeah, I hope that in the future, probably this year, I would get back the courage that I have again and really, really, really go back to writing, since I think I have a lot more time to write. Like, for example, I can just write when I'm on the MRT, which is Metro Transit System in Thailand. Yeah, I just really, really hope that I get a chance to do that, and it would be fun, right? I mean, it would be fun. So, yeah, that's it. Oh, I also want to talk about writing, like, journey in general. So, this is not tie-in, but I just want to mention about the journal in iOS. So I think Apple kind of want to launch the app for iPhone user to write the diary, and it's called Journal, and this is a new one, and I do kind of like it because it's like get all of the information on your phones and allow you to write a little bit of the diary. And I think that is nice because I don't have a lot of time to do that, and if they can write it for me, then it's nice. So for example, if I go somewhere, usually I will have to write it down, everything, like, okay, I go to here, I've been there, and this is the story about it, blah 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 blah. But with this app, I can just look at it and see where did I go. If I do take some pictures, it will show up and say like, okay, this is picture of like Tuesday afternoon at home, Monday afternoon at home, Sunday night, Sunday afternoon at home, and so on. They will just like capture it. And it's nice, you know. I just really, really like that, because sometimes I won't know the special moment that I have. I just can look in my phone and write it down. Yeah, that's pretty nice. And yeah, that's all about the writing that I want to talk about. Oh, yeah. Let's move to the next topic actually, because I think that's all of the writing that I want to say. Before that, let's talk about something before I go to the next one. I want to talk about expressing myself, since it's New Year, and I think this is the right topic to talk about. So, as some of you may know, I am introverted, and my MBTI is very introverted. I'm not going to talk about the MBTI right now because it's for the next episode, but briefly, I'm introverted, and I just always have a boundary for every single thing in my little world. And I just want to tell you guys that it's okay. Everything is alright. I'm introverted, but it's fine. Yeah, I can talk to you guys. It's just not that much, not every day, and so on. But the things that I want to talk about is expressing myself. So, I am the type of person who don't mind sharing the story to other people. For example, if I told you some story, then yeah, I told you some story, and it's the story that I don't mind sharing it with other. And weirdly enough, I feel more comfortable to share a lot of intimate story with you guys rather than the new friends at my workplace. even though this is up there on the internet, but I just feel more safe and nice in general to share it with you guys. It's just a little experience or like life thing that I have that I don't mind sharing. And I guess because at the end of the day, this is parasocial relationship, and that when I am in my real life is more of a like real relationship. And if I do tell it to you guys, it tend to just be another story for the days. But if I do tell it to my, co-worker and so on, it might cause some problems, or they might feel certain something that make me feel certain something, and I will be sad, or I don't know, something will happen. That's always something on my mind. I just don't want to really told it to them. I don't know, I'm just afraid that something will happen. But when I told it to you guys, most of the time I will get a nice comment like, oh, I understand, oh, like, it's okay, and so on. But like if I do that in real life, I might get the comment like, oh, it's okay, and so on. But I just don't know, it doesn't feel like accepted, I guess. And yeah, I just didn't tell much of the stuff. And for example, when I say, yeah, I do YouTube, people will say like, oh, what channel, and so on. And I was like, no, I'm not telling that to you guys. Like, let's just keep that a secret. And I always do it like that. Until this point, my mom and my dad know that I have a YouTube channel, but they don't know the channel. And yeah, it's just something that I don't want to share. I guess I just want to separate the life, like my life and my social life, separated from each other. And I think it's fine for me, and I hope that others do feel the same way as well. Also, there are a lot more experience online that I feel like it should just stay online and not be out there in like real life. How can I put it lightly? Like, for example, my experience doing YouTube and stuff, in my mind, I don't think that I'm in the place or anything to tell people like how to do YouTube, how to talk about it, like, cause it's kind of weird. I just post video on the internet, I do thumbnail, do the story here and there, but I did not do much. I did not do a lot, so I don't really feels like out there, and I just don't really want to talk about it. And it's kind of sad, to be honest, because that's also lead to the fact that I don't know how to connect with people online, because I also don't know how to connect with people offline as well. But yeah, that is like a big thing for me. Like, don't know how to do any of that. And to be fair, it's fine. Like, it's fine to like don't know, because it's just fine. In real life, since I'm the introvert and I don't tend to like speak to people, I just don't speak to people when it comes to like just a normal conversation. I am not the one who want to start the conversation, but I don't mind continuing it. So most of the time I just don't do the talking. I will just let the extroverted out there do the conversation opening first, and I can just talk later. And I have the tendency to only speak to the people who I feel comfortable with. So when it comes to online, it's way harder to do that, because I don't know who is the person on the other side of the screen. It was not the same when I talked to my subscriber as well, because at the end of the day, I know that you guys are somewhat my fans, and follow me, kind of know me a little bit, or just know me in general. But when it comes to other people on social, like Twitter and stuff, I just don't know who is that person. And I did not have the tendency to stalk people before I talk to them. So example, if people do DM me, I probably going to answer it without thinking a lot, just because you talk to me first, and I feels like I have to replies to you back, like somewhat replies to you back. And sometimes at first the conversation is fine, and later it just progressed weirdly, and when it became weirdly, I would just stop responding because I don't know how to reply to that. And later afterward, people might still DM me more, demanding the answer, but at that point I don't know how to do it, so I don't reply back anymore, and it's kind of weird. So I just decided, why don't just block them? Kind of stuff. And that does happen, and it's kind of sad, to be fair, because I don't think that is nice thing to do. But the weird that I'm talking about is like weirdly weird, inappropriately weird, and I just don't want to reply to that. I don't know how. If you keep pushing, then no, I'm not going to answer it. And that's a little thing that I do. What does it called? That I do online, that I do express online. A little weird behavior that I have. Oh. No. 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 Let's just not talk about it. I don't know, it's just a weird thing that I just think, and we'll just not mention it. It's okay. I'm going to first mention about my working stuff first. Hello, baby. What are you looking at? มองอะไรคะ My baby guinea pigs are looking at me right now, and they're kind of cute. I'm just talk to them a little bit. So, there is some problem happening at my workplace, guys. So, I usually work at home 3 days a week, and work at the company 2 days a week. And during that 2 days, I miss my baby so much. Like, if it's a normal day that I work from home, or when I'm at home, I can just go to them, pick them up, and hug them, and so on, right? But when I'm at my company, I cannot bring them there, and I feel so lonely because it just doesn't feel right for me to be there alone. And this time, guys, this week, and from this week on, is going to be the best week that I have when I got separated from my baby, because I got the stuffed toy right here. It's the doll actually made from like some plastic and some polyester and a lot of fabric, I guess. But I got this stuffed guinea pig toy. It's just a toy in the guinea pig shape form, and it's the size of like baby guinea pigs. It is not the same as my largest guinea pig. It cannot be the same size as my largest guinea pig, because the last one that I have, the largest one that I have, they are long. Like when they do stretching, when they do a little bit of like stretching, they are pretty long. But this stuffed toy is just like a little bit handful. It's larger than my hands, but if you have a big hand, then I guess it's like a handful of guinea pigs. And yeah, they are pretty soft. I plan to like bring it to my workplace, and when I feel sad, I feel bored, I would just grab them and hug them and just stroke on them. Although they are pretty small, but yeah, they are cute. But I guess before I do that, I have to spray some of the guinea pig cleaning spray on them first, because they don't smell like my guinea pigs. Yeah, because they are the toy. But yeah, anyways, I got it and I will use it at work finally. I will have something for me to just sniff on. You're so cute. You're so cute, little baby. Yeah. Let me just use them to stroke on you. Yeah. That's nice though. They also have some little whiskey. I don't know what that's it called. It's the thing that the cats also have. Whiskey. What does it call? What does this call? A little thingy. Like, if I have to come up with the word, I would say chic lashes. But yeah, I think it's whiskey. I don't know, something like that. They also have that as well, and it's pretty nice. I used them last night because I feel sleepy, and they are nice to hug. Like, they're soft and everything, and I use them and it's nice, and I will continue to use them later. Nice. They are now smells like a sausage. I don't know why. They like smells like a sausage from the get-go. And I know this is the first-handed. They are not second-handed. But I don't know where the sausages smell coming from. What's wrong with me today? But yeah, anyways, they are cute, they are nice. I will use them forever. And next stuff. I think today's clip is going to be shorter than usual, because I don't think this last one is going to be long. And yes, the last topic is about working. Actually, working. So, as you already heard, I feel pretty sad when I have to go to work. But to be fair, my work is fine. I didn't get the hardest work out there. And to be fair, it is easier than other people out there as well. And it's paid just fine. And everything is fine in my opinion. My work is fine. It's just traveling time is kinda bad. It just, I feels like, I don't know, it just doesn't at this point, I feel that it isn't something that I want to do for a long run. Like, I don't mind doing it, but I just don't feel like this is good for the long run, because this is not something that I sign up for. Not really. How can I say that? I just don't feel like I can do this forever. I tend to have a very short interest in this specific thing, and the work that I have right now does not help me with that. Right now I just have to make a lot of photos, like in general, let's just put it there. I have to like create a lot of photos, and this is not the job that I want to continue to do, because a lot of photo, a heavy photoshopping, I just don't see that is right. At this point in life, I do want to somewhat be more creative, I guess. Like at this point, I think that it would be better if I do the content managing kind of stuff rather than what I'm doing right now. But the problem is I don't know how or where am I supposed to go and do that. And also, the job that I have right now is not that bad, and the friend that I have from work, a lot of them are nice and so on. There is no reason for me to quit, because the job and the pay is like fine, but the passion is not there. I just don't feel passion at all. I do feel nice when there were some new project, but it just like did not spark to me, like bling bling to me like that anymore. And this is kind of sad, because I do want every single work to be fun and be nice, but it just not turn out that way. And it's very, very far from my home, which is making everything harder for me, like 10 times harder for me. Not only for me to go there, but also for everything in general. Like when I travel to work is far, when I have to have some meeting is far, when they do have the party at work is very far, and it takes so much time for me to travel there, and it's just sad in general. And moving into the city is not the option for me, because in my head, if I do have to move in, that means I have to move my 9 guinea pigs there, and none of the place would allow me to do that just for rent, because it's kind of like weird. And not to mention that I only go into the company 2 times a week. Why in this world would I rent a place there? Although some nights I think in February I have to go to the company like 5 times a week for 2 weeks straight, which is pretty hard. To be fair, I can't imagine that, and I already feel sad because traveling time and stuff is going to be cruel on me. I also do some research, like, okay, how much would it be if I rent a hotel for like 1 night, or like 4 nights, and the price is equal to the money that I made per day. Like, if I sleep there for 1 night, then it's going to be the same money that I made, and that does not include the food or anything. And that's already sad for me, and I'm not going to do that. And not to mention that there is no nearest place that I can sleep that is cheap enough for me to sleep is all expensive, and the cheapest one is far. Like, I cannot walk to my company. And yeah, it's just sad. And I still don't have any mind or idea to move into the city because I just don't love the city like that. I do love the mall and so on, but I just don't love to be there. Not not the people, not the weather, not the places for me, and not anything that I would be associated with. And yeah, I just hope that I might somehow get all of that passion back again, because it would be nicer if I do get them back, and I would just feel happier at work. Well, at least I have my little baby right here. The toy baby right here, and at least this would help, I guess. There were some moments when I'm so desperate, like, oh my god, I'm so sad, what should I do? I just, open my phone and open my baby's videos, pictures, and that's help. And I guess this is going to help me as well. And yeah, I think that's it for today's podcast actually. And I'll see you guys in the next episode, which is going to be very soon, because I have to put it out there. Like, I just have to put it out there, okay? Yeah. See you guys in my next podcast. Thank you so much for listening. I'm sorry. This video is everything around the place. My mind is not here. My body is not here. If you can understand this video and the topics that I'm talking about, you are the best. I mean, you should get like straight A in English or something, because I don't even know myself what I'm talking about. But thank you so much. See you guys later. Bye bye.